Today I'm going swimming, and my biggest challenge with swimming is that I start panicking. So for example, the pool is 50 meters and I start swimming. Let's say I don't know how you call it, but like hand after hand. And then at like 35 meters I start panicking. And I start being in my head like, oh no. Like in my head, I feel like I'm really in panic, like something bad's happening, like I have no control over the situation. So what I'm trying to do, okay, before that, so what happened was I was swimming, I got to 35, I started panicking, and then usually I just panic until the end. Like I swim while panicking the last 15 meters, and the cycle keeps going. But this time, like the last time I was swimming, when that panic started, I stopped. Like I stopped in the mid, like at 35 meters, I stopped swimming, I took my head out, and then I went to the side of the pool and I just stood there. And then I like became aware of it. And then the next time I started swimming again, I got to 35, I started panicking. And then I realized that I'm not breathing properly. Like I'm swimming, I'm taking my head out, and I'm not taking air in. So at 35 meters, I just run out of air. And then what I did was I started swimming, and every time I took my head out of the water, I took the deepest breath I could, like that. And I got to the end of the pool like easily, you know? So the whole thing for me was like having a problem with the way I do things and not knowing what it is. That's number one. Number two is becoming aware of it and like understanding the problem. And then number three is finding a solution. So right now I'm gonna go swim, and I'm preparing myself ahead of time in like my goals, because if I just do it aimlessly, then I'll get back into old habits. It's like when you have a singer, and usually like the really good singers, if you just like find them on the street and you tell them like, hey Beyonce, can you sing something, then she'll whip out like her best technique, she'll give it her full effort. Because if you do things like without purpose and without like the precision that you need, then you reinforce in the brain like bad habits. So before every time before every training session I do, whether it's swimming, whether it's like whatever, and I think it's like applicable to everything in life. Like before you go to a family gathering and you have like a certain tendency. So like when my brother does this and that, I'm gonna like, usually I respond in anger. So this time I'm prepared for it to happen, and I'm telling myself, if it happens, I want to respond like this. So it's like to change the habits that we have. And so far, like, it works pretty nicely. Like, for example, I had an injury in my I have an injury in my left leg, and I was like doing practices for it and like strengthening it and everything, and like it was not getting better at all. Like, I felt like something was wrong. And then I noticed that when I lie down, I cross my legs and I press with my other leg on the injured area, and then I'm like restricting blood flow. And so every time I would, like, after I became aware of it, I would lie down, I would put my other leg on the leg, I would restrict blood flow, like, while I'm sleeping, which, like, is the time where the blood flows, like, and it's a healing time, like, when you sleep, because you're not doing anything and the body has its like you did the effort throughout the day, and during the night it's like regenerating with blood, with oxygen, with like nutrients to every area that needs it. And then I was like restricting the blood flow there, so I was like working on it, like, working on the muscle and strengthening it, and like, and then during the night, at the time where like blood is supposed to go there and oxygen and nutrients, I was like putting the other leg on it, and I was stopping that from happening. So, and then I noticed that, and then every time I would lie down, like, automatically my legs would go like this, and then I would need to say to myself, hey, that's not good, I'm opening it. And then again I would lie down, legs like this, hey, no. And then after a few times, now I can just lie down and like be cool, like everything's okay. So yeah.